Hi, I'm Robin Hackey, co-founder and executive director of the Center for Community Investment, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about the origins of the capital absorption framework and the problem that we are trying to solve using the framework. Once upon a time, I worked at a funder collaborative called Living Cities, together with the other mother of capital absorption, Marian Urquia, and we together ran an initiative that brought $80 million in funding to 5 underinvested cities across the United States: Baltimore, Cleveland, Detroit, Newark, and the Twin Cities. And the idea of the initiative was that by bringing this funding, we would help residents and the communities to bring capital to the priorities that they cared most about. And in most cases, that was affordable housing, commercial development, other kinds of activities that were really for the long-range benefit of those places. And we had a pretty simple theory of change. We said, these are communities that are underinvested. They don't have the money to do the projects and deals that they would like to do. We're going to bring money. Presto, problem solved. And what we learned in doing the initiative is actually that if you are working in an underinvested place, then the deals and projects that could absorb capital, that could soak up that investment, actually don't really exist. It takes work. It takes money and time and skill to create those deals. And if the people in a place don't believe that capital is going to be available for them, then they just simply don't invest the work and the time in creating the deals. Why would they? So in those cases, you can load money onto an airplane and fly it to Detroit and have it just circle around and around with no place to land, because the landing strip, the investable pipeline of deals, just simply doesn't exist. If you go to cities that are used to having investment, then they've done that work and they have shovel-ready projects ready to go. But in an underinvested place, in a place that suffered from structural racism, from practices in the banking and real estate industries that really don't allow capital to flow to the things that people need, homes, grocery stores, commercial development opportunities, then they just don't have those deals ready to go. So we started to ask, well, what would it take to make Detroit investable? What would it take to have the projects and deals ready to go so that community priorities could be achieved? And we came up with the capital absorption framework that essentially lays out 3 sets of activities that need to happen to make a place investable. The first is that the community has to get organized to articulate what it cares about. What does it want? We call that the shared priorities. And by articulating those priorities, they lay the tracks for what is going to be that capital landing strip. The second function is developing the deals and projects that together add up to the priorities that have been articulated. That we call the pipeline. And then the third function, or a set of activities, is around the enabling environment. And those are the platforms, the relationships, the skills, funding sources, and policies that are the context in which the deals and projects get done. The enabling environment can make it easier or harder for the deals to get done. And without strengthening the enabling environment, every deal is just as much of an uphill battle as the last one. So we don't want this to be a Hollywood movie where everyone starts from scratch. We want to be building on success so that each deal, each transaction gets easier. So the capital absorption framework really looks at community investment, at bringing the necessary capital to underinvested places as a system activity. One single deal, one single transaction alone is not going to do the job. And so we encourage people to really think in terms of pipelines of transactions, not a single deal, a set of enabling environment priorities, not a single policy, and to move together over time to do what it takes to bring that capital to fruition. Thank you.